Hey, what's up, guys? I know I'm kind of late with this video, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on E3 2010. I want to start off with Microsoft. You know, I did like Halo Reach. That game looked pretty good. The part that surprised me was the part where you get to go into the spaceship and have space battles, which was something I wasn't expecting. It looked pretty cool. And Gears of War 3 looked good. That Metal Gear Rising game looks really good. That looks like that's a lot of fun to play. But then they started talking too much about the Kinect, which I wouldn't have mind, but I just didn't really like any of the games they showed. That Kinect Adventure game doesn't really look that fun. It looks like something that might be fun for about 20 minutes, and then after that, wouldn't want to play it no more. Connectables or Canatimals, whatever you call it. When they show that little girl playing with that tiger named Skittles, that looks like a game that's for kids that's 7 years old and under. That doesn't even look like the kind of game that teenagers and adults would want to play. Let's see what else they showed. And they showed some games that look similar to what you would find on the Nintendo Wii. You know, they had their sports game, which is like a copy of the Wii Sports. Then they had an exercise game, which is looks like a copy of the Wii Fit. But I was kind of surprised. I thought Microsoft would have did a better job with that press conference. They spent too much time talking about Kinect. But if they would have showed some better games, I wouldn't have mind. But the games they showed just didn't look that fun. Now, I didn't see the Sony press conference. I just saw bits and pieces of it. I did like that sorcery game that uses the PlayStation Move. That game actually looked kind of fun. It kind of surprised me because at first I was like, sorcery, yeah. But once I actually watched the guy demonstrate the game, it looked kind of fun. Now that fighting game for the PlayStation Move didn't look too good. I mean, graphically it looks good, but it looks like that game has a lot of lag in it. And I was watching this guy play it, and he would throw a punch, but the character would. It's like the character wasn't throwing a punch at the same time that he was, which was so that game shows major issues with lag, and I hope that they fix that because that game looks like it has a lot of potential to be fun, but right now the controls don't look too good for it. Let's see what else they showed for Sony. They showed. Man, I forgot what else Sony showed. But with Nintendo, now they really surprised me because that 3DS looks awesome. Being able to play games in 3D and watch movies in 3D without the glasses. And I've never even been into handhelds before. I never owned a Game Boy or a DS or a DSi, but I'm really thinking about getting a Nintendo 3DS because they got a lot of games that they're making a Resident Evil game, Metal Gear Solid 3, Pilot Wings, a Star Fox 64 remake. And the Zelda game looks pretty good too, even though they was kind of having a hard time with it at the press conference. But that was because there was some interference that was jamming the signal with the Wii remote. But when people had a chance to play it on the show floor, they said it controlled perfectly. So I'm looking forward to that Zelda game. And the only thing is, like some of the games that they announced for the 3DS, they were games that I was hoping that they would make a Wii version of. Like they had a Kid Icarus on the 3DS. I was hoping for a Wii version of that game. Hopefully they will make one for the Wii. But and the Pilot Wings game, which was something I've been waiting for the Wii, but it's coming out on 3DS instead. But I hope they make a Wii version of that game too. Oh, I forgot. On the Sony, Killzone 3 looked awesome. That game looked really good. Yeah, that was the main game that caught my attention at the Sony press conference. But overall, it was a pretty good E3. I was just kind of surprised that Microsoft had such a bad press conference, but and Nintendo did really good this year. They did way better than they did last year. And Sony was just, well, from what I saw, was just okay. But I didn't watch the whole press conference. I just saw bits and pieces of it. But just going by all the information that I gathered from all three companies, I would say that Nintendo did the best this year at E3. And that's all I got to say about that.